So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is C++ tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video number 12, I think. And in this video, we are talking about a little bit more about this cout. But before we go there, let's make a recap what we have learned. First of all, we learned to declare a variable. That's why I wrote there some comments. Then we learned to assign a value to a comment. Here is important that I wrote here later point, and what I mean with that is perhaps you don't know at start what you want to assign in. Let me make you a example. Where is that? Here, perhaps let's take this first. Here, you know, my folder example. Here I create a variable. In our case, in this one, we create a new folder. And in this one, I want save. What do I want save there? I saved my holiday pictures. I saved my telephone numbers. And what I want saved now? I want save my videos. Okay, this time I want save my videos. The problem here is this one, what I make is similar like a declaration. I just wrote the variable name here, in my case my videos, and I have here no restriction in this. Here I have a restriction, okay, but the problem is now I have not created the videos right now. So, and that means I can't put it in. And that I mean with later point. Let's say 1 day later or 2 days later I created videos, then I come back to this point and put the videos in. That's very important for this one, but that's enough. And or what I mean, I make one more later example because this one is very important. Perhaps I make it directly so you can really understand it in a code version. So we have, you know, probably this online compiler ID which I showed at the beginning, and here is a program. Doesn't matter if you understand many of them, but you should understand at least this one is our start point. You should understand this one is a variable name, but you should not understand this one. We have not talked about that. And you should understand this one a little bit, right? I said you should memorize this one. It's not a good thing, but we will talk here a little bit more, at least about this operator, and a little bit more. And this one you should not know. And this one you should know too now. This part, no, this not, but this part you should know. Without the operator, that we can use the name. And what I want to show now here is when I run here this program, it is asking my name. I call my name Superman, and when I press enter, then it prints out hello Superman. And that's the point what I mean. Sometimes you don't know the information, what you want to value, what you want to assign it directly. Here is the variable name, a name, but I don't know what I want assigned to this name. That's why it prints out what it asks, what is your name? And then this one we'll learn later. Then you create a new line where you can type your name in, and it saves the type name in the variable name, and later after it assigned it in the variable name, it will print it out hello, and then what it saved in the name. So that's for that. I think that's okay, right? Oh no, okay, let's go on. This one is just a recap. We have here our 3 different initializations. The copy initialization, that's what we are going to use with this sign. This is not an equal sign. It's an assignment operator. And then we have a value initialization. We can go for that one. And we have a direct initialization. And the main difference, what you should only remember is here we use the operator equal, but it's called assignment operator. Here instead equal we use on this one here the curly braces, and the other one uses here the round brackets, right? If you know this one, it's very good. So that said, this one I delete now because I don't need. So let's keep only the first one, I think, because we have here the use case, and I have it not. Okay, Control Z to bring back what we did. It's a shortcut. I hope you know it. If not, then you know it now. Control Z, make a step back. And then what we can delete now, John's telephone number. Let's delete the other ones because we don't need them. And this one also not. Let's clean this up here a little bit fast. Okay, after this one, this is a comment. I said make only comments which make sense. As a starter, you would keep them perhaps, but in general, after you learned it, that makes no sense. Everybody knows that. And the same goes for this comment. Okay, makes also no sense. After you learned that, you should know that. So this, we have almost no comments. Whatever. Good. The next point is I want to talk about this line a little bit more, which you have memorized, and we talked already how to add the variable name here. And when I print this one out, you see, let's see, this is John's telephone number, and not the variable name is printed out, the saved telephone number. So the value, this one is called the value. So that's that. And what I want to talk here about this line is this operator, not this part, because this one is a little bit more complicated, but this operator. First of all, this here is called an operator. You can watch your online documentation or C++ bug. There are many operators, but this one is an insertion operator which is overloaded. We talk not about that. Just remember this. This means, this is very simplified explanation, that after this one, the output, our console, which means here, this is our output, expects something which you want print out. For example, after this one, I want print out this one. And we can see this one here. And then after, let's see, let's make it till here. I stop here. I make a semicolon, means all time I stop. But you see, careful, it goes on. And then let's comment this out a very fast way. And when I compile, Control S for save and start with the back. And we see this is John's telephone number. After this sign, it prints this out. Okay, but I want to add this variable name so you can see what we do. The only thing what we have to do is write this insertion operator again, and it means I will continue. This is like a continue, and I will print this one also out. And in this case, special case, it's a variable and it will print out the value, so the information which is stored in this variable. Okay, Control S to save, start, we watch this, perfect. But what is if we want more? Easy, we learned the operator says I want continue, I add again an insertion operator, and then let's say I added this too. Perfect, let's Control S, save, start, and we see I added this too is here. So we know now this is adding, but there is one problem, right? When we see this is adding only in one line anyhow. And so how we can add this, how we can break the line so it jumps to the next line. And there are different ways, two main different ways. And we learned this one, but I think not that I am going to explain all this one in detail. First of all, let's say this is John's telephone number. That's good. Then I print his telephone number, but then I want that it jumps to the next line and I write, for example, let's say after this one, I say, this is my telephone, my number, and this one I just write so. And how I'm making this one now? So the first way to do is you can use again this standard library. We will talk about this also a little bit, this std, but not the whole thing here. You can use the standard library, and which standard library means we watch on top and we have a problem. Oh, there is no standard library. Where is this? I said on top we include all the libraries or so. And here is a special case. The standard library means this is already included in C++. So this one is automatically included, so which means this one is all time there. You don't have to include it special. That's very nice, which means you have only to remember you can use that one, but you have to write std. Okay, and then I write here std, and there is a function, and what you see here are all things what you can find actually in standard library. If you use here not the online compiler like an IDE, they make some suggestions, and we search end line, and then you can stop here, for example, and after you stop this one, careful, all that other one we should first comment out before we continue. And what I have here is, let me bring this here back. Perhaps I should not make this one. So what I have here, what I've done here is just, this is John's telephone number, and I print this one out and press this. And this, indeed, there is a new line, but there is nothing. Why? Because I have wrote nothing. And let's add this, and we learned how we add this, right? What I have to do, first of all, the semicolon must gone, and insertion, yes. This one says I want continue, and what comes after that I want add print out on console2, right? So Control S for save, okay, and again start, and now indeed we have here two numbers and a broken line. That is one way. Let me show you one more way, which is perhaps faster than this one. So the second way, let me copy this whole number line number. Okay, copy, Control V, also Control C for copy, Control V for paste, and let's comment this out perhaps. Here I deactivate this code, and what I show now here is, instead of stdl, I am using something like called like an escape character. We are not talking too much about that in this one because there are more. What you should know is, first of all, it starts with a backslash, then you write a little n, which stands for new line, and that's it. And this one in quotation mark. Let me show if this works first. Let's start this fast, and we see yes, it works. Nice. So what is this escape character here? Actually, this n is not the escape character. Actually, this backslash is the escape character, and this is a special character, which means when you write this here in, for example, in our code, you can have special functionalities. And I will not go too deep now. I will just say we need this. For example, we can't write all what we need. For example, let me show you what I mean with that. For example, you see these quotation marks here are reserved for what? For printing out something. You say with this quotation marks, I want print out something. But the problem is, what is if I want to use this quotation marks in my text here, right? So for example, this is John's telephone number, and I want to write telephone in quotation marks here. Is one example. And you see when I save that and start, I get an error. And the error says user-defined literal operator not found, which means this one is reserved to print out text. And if you want the normal text quotation, what you use in normal language, we use this backslash, which is an escape character in front of it. For example, here I make here an escape character, here an escape character, because this one, then I save this, and I could start this normally, and you see now, oops, we see a problem. No, there is it. This is John's, and then here the quotation number regularly, right? And that's enough for the start, and you have to read this again in online documentation C++ for a more accurate explanation and definition and so on. But for us, that's good. That's good. So with that said, let's test the whole thing here again. I save, I undercommented, I activated this line again. Let's see, what can I do this? And yes, I can. And here we have no, what is that? There a problem? Was there a problem? Let me see this one. Yeah, oh yes. Can you see the problem here? Here is no new line. And where is that? Here, anywhere. Here at this point. And the reason for that is, you see here at the end, we need again a new line for this one, because I added here 2 times. So you know how to make this fast. Can you make it fast before I do it? First, you have to use the insertion operator, because you say I continue, and then you can choose this escape operator or std and line. One of them you choose. Let's use this one because this is a little bit faster. And when I control S for save and start, and now we have this line. Good. I think that is enough for this one, and see you in the next. Bye.